What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the show recap with Mo, where we're getting ready to get into another trailer breakdown of Tyler Perry's Sistas. But before we get into this thing, make sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss shit that's going down, alright? So the episode we're getting ready to get into is Season 7, Episode number 4, titled Death Becomes Them. Now, the synopsis for this episode states, Andi and Sabrina find themselves having to compete with workplace rivals, while Danni betrays Karen in favor of Zac and Fatima. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into this thing. Alright, so we kicked this episode off with Fatima talking to Andi. Now, from the synopsis, we could tell that, Andi and Sabrina, both of them are going up against rivals. So I'm assuming the rival for Andi happens to be Hayden, and the rival for Sabrina happens to be the new manager, the girl, I can't remember her name, but the one that's causing a lot of problem whenever she's on the phone, whenever she's talking to somebody, she's always checking in on her to make sure that she's doing what she's supposed to be doing on company time, right? So she's already been getting on my nerves, so I know for sure that she's getting on Sabrina's nerves, right? So this is my thing. Andi is trying to obviously become partner. That's the conversation that she and Fatima are having, and they're trying to play their cards right. Now, if we were to go back to the previous episode, where the guy came in and he actually had a heart attack, I'm really drawn to that whole situation in that context because I really want to know what happened with him. How did that transpire, like the aftermath of it? Because I really want to know, how did we get to this point where she's talking about potentially becoming partner or competing against Hayden for the same job? That's what I'm more concerned about more than anything, because he was talking about going to the board, telling them all her ins and outs, literally, right? So, talking about her personal business. So I want to know how that turned out, but also how did we get to this point in such a quick way, right? So going on from there, there's obviously a position at the bank. Since we're talking about Andi, we're going to go ahead and segue on to Sabrina. And we see the lady that offered Sabrina her job back is now telling, well, I'm not sure if she was telling the new manager about a role, but you could tell that she's referring this information to her, but Sabrina's on standby, and she was like, I would definitely be interested as well. And we saw in one scene in the previous episode where, the girl was coming over once again to bother Sabrina. Now, Sabrina was obviously minding her own daggone business, and old girl is coming over there. Maybe she was holding the deposit slips wrong. Who in the hell knows? But we know she was over there for no daggone reason, obviously, and then maybe, the sister came in with the information. All right, so I hope that Sabrina is able to get out of her current situation, because old girl is taking me there as well. And I really don't like people being all up in my circle, all up in my space, definitely if I ain't feeling you. Now, if you're a fine chick or whatnot and I'm feeling you, you feeling me, then you can be all up in my circle, but you ain't it. Oh, you ain't it though. So I hope this situation comes out favorable for Sabrina, because I like Sabrina. On the flip side of it, maybe this opens the door for Maurice to come back to the bank, even though she stated that they would not bring Maurice back to the financial institution. Maybe this opens a door for him. Maybe she can put in a good word and get him off the internet, right? Going on from there, the next person we see in the trailer is Penelope. Now, Penelope is going through Gary's office. Now, if we recall back to the previous episode, remember when Gary was trying to sweet talk her, talking about he needs her, whoop, whoop, whoop. He spills the salad dressing and all that stuff on her dress. She goes to the bathroom. He steals her, her credit card information, her personal information. So I'm wondering, as she's going through his documents, does Penelope find some information with Andi's information on it? Because obviously let me be honest, when it's do stuff like we saw Gary do previously, we just don't start doing that to that level unless we've been doing this shit. You see what I'm saying? Gary's obviously been doing this for quite a while, and that may be another reason why he has so many women in his stable. All right, hear me out. Because when I want to manipulate somebody, when I want to take advantage of somebody and spread everybody out, even though he's not too good at that, because now he has Penelope and Andi in the same situation. So he probably needs to calm down with it because he's getting a little too messy with it. Even though I don't support him in none of this, if you're not good at it, maybe you need to stop. But what he is good at is scheming. All right. So I'm wondering, did he use any personal information from Andi or any other women that he's been involved with? Or did she find a file with all the women that he's been interacting with and have all of their personal information on that in that file as well? So I was like, damn, does he have the information there? I don't know. Inquiring minds want to know, bro. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. And then the whole conversation at the end of the trailer, we see where Penelope is actually calling Andi. Andi is like, is everything good? Is everything all right? Penelope is like, no, I don't think it is. So that's why I'm just assuming, I don't know for sure, that she's possibly found something that will hinder Andi in some type of way, or he has something on Andi that, could hurt her financially or whatever it may be. Who in the hell knows with Gary and all of this stuff that he's into. But since we're talking about Gary, man, listen, I thought we were good, but obviously we're not, because now all of a sudden, Hayden, he's back to Hayden, right? Wants to destroy Andi's career. And that's crazy because you were just talking about, look, we're on each other's side. We need to support one another. But I knew this wouldn't last long, right? Because now all of a sudden you're talking about, I want to destroy her and you're going to help me. Who are you talking about? You're talking to Gary, out of all people, to destroy the woman that he been, fraternizing with? So, bro, you have no... This thing is crazy. So... he's telling Gary, look, I'm going to assist you, but I need you to assist me. So I'm going to keep your ass up out of prison, and you're going to help me destroy her. I don't get it with these two. Why in the heck are you trying to destroy this woman who has nothing to do with you, nothing against you? Are you mad because her boyfriend came up there and she was kissing on him and you can't get what you want with Tamara and you feel like you were... what's going on here, Hayden? For real. But anyhow, I guess we'll find out, because I can't even assume what in the heck is going on there. But you can tell by Gary's face, he's in it. He's ready to go. He's licking his lips like LL Cool J, like I'm ready to get in it. You hear what I'm saying? But anyhow, so the next thing we see is Pam. Now, Pam is all up in Karen's ear, telling her that Zac will have no choice but to come up with the child support payments. And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? So everything is moving so very fast, unlike it has before, specifically for me, because I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. We were just talking about her just focusing on the shop, focusing on that child. So I'm like, what in the heck has transpired between then and now? Y'all know I'm crazy. What has happened? What has transpired between then and now for you to now be even talking about Zac or talking about child support when the child isn't even here, and for Pam to even be discussing your personal matter at work? I'm so intrigued. What's really going on? Is he trying to pay a loan back? Is there some trouble financially going on here? Now, we know in the previous episode, she was having some financial difficulties due to Pam overspending and things like that. So maybe that's came up again and she needs to find some type of solution, right? And Pam is like, well, you already know where you can get the money. Go ahead and hit up your future baby daddy and whatnot. The issue is she doesn't know that Fatima is on the other side telling Zac, that he needs to go ahead and get that DNA test. Now that's crazy because now we see Danni actually sitting down with Zac at the airport discussing Karen, telling him, demanding Karen to have another DNA test. Now, in the synopsis, it's talking about she betrays Karen, but I honestly feel like she's not betraying. I think she wants the best for Karen, but she also wants her to be honest about the situation. And she also cares for Zac, at least as a friend, because they have spent, quite a bit of time together. He stayed over there numerous times. So it would not be right for him to claim a child that isn't his. And Danni knows that. I don't know if Karen is really looking at it from that vantage point. She just wants this baby to be Zac's, which, she believes it is, but I don't honestly believe that she knows for sure. And I think in this season, we'll find out a little bit more about that as well, definitely as the season goes on. So anyhow, the next scene we see in this trailer is Penelope walking in and she's talking to Gary. Now, Gary is in the room. I'm not sure if he just got off the phone call with Hayden at that time. Penelope walks in, but it looks like she's about to bust him out or question him on what she found. Now, I'm hoping that she doesn't do that because that can mess up everything for Andi. Definitely, if she's already conveyed that information to Andi, Andi's trying to figure out what to do next. And then all of a sudden, you spill the beans to Gary. Gary gets ahead of her, messes everything up for her, and then she ends back up in the same damn predicament she was before you told her. And what I'm also hoping is that instead of telling him what she's found, maybe she does a little bit more investigative work to figure out what she's found without telling him or alluding to the fact that she found the shit. You see what I'm saying? And then last but not least, we see Fatima going into Hayden's office. And she was like, what's this? So maybe he's already printed out some documentation, or maybe it's the file on Tamara. Damn, who in the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Whatever it is, she conveys to him, like, I'm already on to you. I know what you're doing. But I really don't think she knows what he's doing. Or maybe she does, maybe. Knowing Fatima, she knows too much already. So who in the hell knows? But anyhow, that's pretty much the trailer. I guess we'll patiently wait until Wednesday to figure out what's going on. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I'll see y'all soon. Peace.